Hi, guys. Hi, Ponus. Hi, B. Hi, Maria. So today we are going to be discussing the Clairaudience, the different ways that we can help develop our Clairaudience. So how are you guys doing today? Oh, I also have to mention that Cortney could not join me today. Last minute personal things came up that could not be avoided. So it's just me today. I'm going to be missing my girl today, but I'm sure we can get through this, right? How are you guys doing today? So let's see. Clairaudience. Just to do a brief, I already clicked get notifications for other lives. So Clairaudience is just to go through it really quickly again before we start going into some of the exercises for anybody that was not here on last week's. Some of the things, well, first of all, it means like it's a psychic ability that means clear hearing. Bit cold. Yeah, it's really cold here too. Eating some good food, that's always good. Clear hearing. Now, that can mean outside of yourself, actually hearing things such as noises, knocking, actual voices, maybe whispering, any number of things. Let's see. Trying to look at some of the other things here on my list. Ringing in the ears, buzzing, stuff like that. Other stuff that could be high blue crescent tarot, other stuff that can be like messages. We don't necessarily always hear, but we might be getting a download at the time. So Clairaudience is like hearing things from other dimensions or existences or from other beings that maybe other people can't see, that kind of thing. And let's see, it says, is the power to hear sounds said to exist beyond the reach of ordinary experiences or capacity, as the voices of the dead, guides, angels, demons, deities, spirits, ghosts, or even your higher self. Hi, C-Cat. So, was saying that, we touched on all of those things and how we know last week. So this week, we are going to touch on some of the ways that we can strengthen that. Or maybe like fine tune it a little bit. So I came across a few different sites that actually do, they're like psychics that is like one of their main focuses is on Clairaudience. And there's some books that you can purchase as well, which I was not going to really post that information here. You guys can just type in Clairaudience, probably like in Google or Book Depository or wherever you get your books, and different books will come up, you know, like Clairaudience or what have you, you know, tuning in your psychic abilities or whatever. So some of the things that I came across, one of them, which actually kind of surprised me, is hypnosis. In order to like open up that channel or fine tune it or whatever. And I was like, wow, I never even thought of that. And self-hypnosis. And apparently, according to this site, it's not uncommon to do self-hypnosis. Has anyone here ever done hypnosis or self-hypnosis? Did it work for you for maybe even other things? Not necessarily opening up this, but for other things. So I'm going to look into that self-hypnosis because I'm guessing that would work with any of your psychic abilities, like unlocking something that was maybe lying dormant or something. Just my thoughts on that. Another thing is meditation. And it talks about having a lot of people use hypnosis for past life. Yeah. And you did try? I failed all the Facebook exercises with the song, so I guess I'm not clear on it. No, you got to keep trying. I keep saying it is like anything else. It is something that you have to You have to, like, it's like a muscle. If you don't get out of bed for a while, your legs, if you're not walking on your legs, they're going to be really, really weak. So you have to keep using it. And that's one of the things actually it talks about, is being positive, using meditation. And I have a few here that I'm going to run through with you guys today. Really short, but just to give you a general idea. And once this is over, I'm also going to be putting some links in down below for a couple of sites that I found. That actually, one of them is a podcast that she has a bunch of different like media things on there for different types of like advancement in your psychic abilities. I fall asleep during guided meditations or things like that. Yeah. Well, according to the book that I'm still reading, Psychic Witch, they say that that is like early on, when somebody is like really new to meditation, or they have not continued, or, you know, they're just learning, that they fall asleep, because that's me. Guided meditations are really difficult for me. I find that it just doesn't work for me. But if I do it myself, like I have recordings that I recorded of myself reading out of something, a script, it's easier for me to do that and connect with that, because I think it's because I hear my voice rather than other people's voices all the time. It did a later on from tarot pick a card. They confirmed it. Oh, okay. I have been hypnotized for a past life regression, and I was going to say that it's a similar state to deep meditation for some people. I will say that I tried with the past life regression with a friend of mine. She tried, and I was laying down and everything, and I'm trying to get all comfortable, but it did not work for me. Probably because, and this is one of the things that it talks about, in order to really, really, for it to work, you have to let go. You have to let go of your fear. You have to let go of control, because control is a huge thing. And for me, I think my fear or my control is rooted in fear of certain things. Let me see. I know that even if you fall asleep through meditation, etc., you still get the benefits from it. I think so too. I mean, I will go to sleep many times at night with like certain music. Hi, witchy woo woman. Oh, hi, Summer. Finally it loaded for me. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I do lay down. I'm more comfortable laying down. I feel like I can just completely let go better if I'm laying down. But that's just me. I know some people feel better if they're sitting up, or they cross their legs, or what have you. But for me, I always find it's better if I'm laying down. I can get the most comfortable. And that is probably why I do tend to fall asleep too. But all right, so catching back up. So yeah, one of the things that they say is just don't force it. If you're trying too hard, just like anything else, it's just more or less you're putting out this energy that you're not achieving already. So just relax, give it time. It's not anything that's going to go really, really fast. Let go of fear of the unknown, or fear that it's not going to work, or fear that you're going to hear something that you don't want to hear, what have you. These are all like things that block us. There you go. See, but you're so tiny. I mean, for me to like cross my legs, my gut gets in the way. It's just uncomfortable, you know? So I prefer to lay down personally. And guided meditations, I wish they worked for me. That's, I think, me just trying to let go of control. I always got to be in control. I feel safer when I'm in control. And I know that's an illusion, because when are we really truly in control, right? It says, think positively. So I believe that the more that we raise our vibration, it like clears like your chakras. And one of the chakras that this is associated with for clairaudience is your throat chakra, which is Interesting. Let's see. Believe in yourself. That's another thing. Just like what you said, Maria, as far as you didn't do them, so you must not be clairaudient. No, see, I don't believe that. Just because you didn't get any of those correct doesn't mean anything. I mean, and oh, hi. So you've got to believe in yourself, right? Just like with anything that you're experiencing, the more that you second guess it, it doesn't matter what psychic ability it is. The more that you second guess it, the more that it's not going to work for you because you don't trust in yourself. So the thing is, I think our analytical mind gets in the way. So for me, I like to just the first gut instinct. Like for instance, have you guys ever met somebody and your first instinct said, oh, I don't know about this person. I'm thinking that our personalities, and that's something that they talked about in here, are going to clash. And then you say, okay, but maybe I'm just overthinking this. I really should try to get to know this person. And then, 6 months down the road, you realize I should have just trusted my gut. Because your first impression is something that's your intuition. That is something that you have built maybe from past lives, something that you have built all through this life. Never hear them. Well, and there's some exercises that we're going to talk about. Yeah, I feel like I second guess, but I'm always right in the end. Yes, that's the whole thing. When we second guess, we're like, and see, this goes with everything. I had somebody with one of the last ones that we did on Clairvoyance say that she got these dreams that actually came to fruition like later that day. And I've had other friends that I've talked to that have had these same issues. And they say, well, if you're not supposed to do anything with these dreams, then why are we getting them? But I think we're getting them because they're supposed to be confirmation so that you learn to trust yourself. There's something that you can do about it. If it's somebody that you know, that you're not going to scare them. If it's crazy, or scary, then I would suggest maybe talking to them. But if not, just be an observer and see how things pan out. But anyways, I'm getting off track a little bit. Believe in yourself. That's a huge thing. Believe in yourself. Excuse me. Continue to learn. Always being in a state of learning and observing and wanting to soak in more. And I just found a necklace I had been missing. I looked up. So I want to talk to you about one of the meditations. Let me take a drink because, man, it's affecting my throat chakra. It's probably because my need to want to control. Yeah. Confirmation to trust. The gut feeling, the sinking feeling, the dread to do something. I trusted it and said no. And now I can breathe a sigh of relief. Yes. I mean, and this is something that I realized, oh my gosh, maybe 10, 15 years ago. I used to be so impatient. I used to have like major road rage, especially because we lived on this street and it happened to be one of the main streets. And it was so difficult to get out. It was a really thin driveway. So, but because it was such a busy street and you couldn't easily just back in so that you could get out regular. You just had to, pull in, and there was usually 2 or 3 cars. And so when we were pulling out, we had to back out, and it was a really busy street. But then one day it like hit me that if I were to get out, maybe at a certain time when I shouldn't be getting out, maybe I should be sitting here for a minute, because how do I know 5 minutes down the road that there's not going to be an accident, that I'm going to be a part of that accident if I were to try and hurry up and get out really quick? You know what I mean? I think that it's a matter of just having patience and sometimes letting things unravel the way that they do, being an observer and taking notes, writing dates, all that. So, but here's the meditation that can help with psychic development, according to one of the sites that I came upon. Says, as you lay down to go to sleep, Take a moment to tune into higher self and invite in your clairaudience. Tune into all of the layers of sound going on around you, and you will notice a symphony of sound. It says take in 3 deep breaths. So this is probably, it's saying something to do like right before you go to bed to get yourself kind of like in that mode. So it's okay to fall asleep afterwards, which is good. I think I try to do mine in the morning. I should try to start doing my meditation before I go to bed. So it says take 3 deep breaths. Imagine placing a radio or a boom box near you and let the sound stream from the radio to you. First, listen to the layers of sounds closest to you within the room that you are in. Next, go to the layer of sounds further out that encompass the entire house, perhaps. Then it says go to the next layer out within a few hundred yards of your home. Is there traffic in the distance? Planes in the sky? Wind whooshing wildly? Waves of the ocean if you're by the ocean? Finally, tune into any distant sounds. Go as far out as you can and listen. Listen as deeply as you can and remember that there is a sound to even silence. Isn't that cool? So almost like when you imagine like your energy body, right? And how it has layers around it. Imagine first, you know, your most close area, and then listen to see whether or not there's traffic outside or dogs barking at the window, which, I mean, that's unavoidable. But, you know, like, do you hear birds chirping, stuff like that? Let's see. My intuition is confused right now. My other senses are stronger, though like seeing white smoke or black smoke in daytime a lot and hearing something walk. See, that's another part of it. So perhaps, oh, it just doubled it up. Perhaps, and I think it also says to imagine. What was one of the other ones? Oh, imagine sounds. This exercise strengthens your intuitive hearing muscles, allowing them to hear sounds from spirit more easily. So, bonus, for instance, at the times that you're hearing these particular like footsteps, try to imagine other sounds, perhaps somebody trying to talk to you or communicate with you. Another one, and I'll get to that in a minute, they talk about actually like making your ears like grow bigger and bigger and bigger and start to imagine like your ear canals and all these other things. Not just, and the ringing. When you hear the ringing, Maria, that high-pitched ringing, start imagining the conversation that's happening in your head. Imagine what they're trying to tell you. I mean, that intuitively, just go with it. Go with your imagination and see where it takes you. Let's see. Listening to the constant E ringing in my ears. I don't like the quiet for that reason. Yes. A lot of times when I go to bed at night, I'll put on like 11:11. I actually listened to that earlier today. 11:11, which is supposed to be like angelic sounds, you know, or like 750 hertz or whatever, which is supposed to help like all in this area, and third eye music that's supposed to unlock stuff and sleep with that. I deleted other messages because I made a mistake, but this one is worse. Oh, I had autocorrect on PC. Don't even worry about it. It's no big deal. No big deal. So, let me see. Here is another one. This is a psychic development tool for dialing into a radio frequency. And this might help you. Oh, hi, Sonia. This might help you, Maria. Get down, puppy. Get down. So it says, think of tapping into this ability like tuning into or dialing into a radio station. You wouldn't listen to the radio without tuning it in. And the same is true with this ability. In your meditation or in moments in your day, imagine a radio or any sound source that you prefer out in front of you. Then from your ears, link or connect to the radio. You want to actually create an energy cord from your ears to the source. This will enhance your ability to tune into your clear hearing gift. So that's kind of interesting because, I mean, we have like waves, right? Like frequency, radio waves, vibration. Sorry, I've got like hair. So if we actually like use a technique where we are visually imagining or visualizing an actual string to whatever source you're hearing. So when you're hearing footsteps or when you're hearing knocking or when you're hearing a high-pitched ringing, anything like that, create a line of frequency to that. You personally do it and keep on doing that every time and see what happens. I know these beings wake me up a lot, and just watch me. Now at least I've been getting very nice and vivid dreams. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. How do you develop your clairvoyant or your clairaudient abilities? So here's from another site. Here are some ways that you can develop and learn to control your intuitive hearing abilities. Listen to the sounds in the room. Focusing on and developing your physical hearing helps to open and develop your intuitive hearing. So that whole thing about being in the now, I think one of the really big reasons about being in the now also is because when we are in the now, we're paying attention. We're really, really paying attention to our surroundings, what we're seeing, what we're feeling in our bodies, what we are hearing, whether that we're hearing it in our head, whether we're hearing it on the outside. All right, sweetie, thank you so much. So really being in the now is important. I mean, it makes me think about this. When you think about, hi, Brandy, when you think about like police officers or FBI agents or somebody that's looking at a crime scene or something like that, they have to literally see things that normal people don't see. They're like trained to see things, right? So like if even like blood, I mean, and I know it's kind of going off track a little bit, but like blood spatters and like where the grass has been disturbed or whatever, they have to totally tune into all of their regular senses in order to figure out clues and stuff like that. Why is that any different with our psychic abilities, right? And your imagination or your visualization is what stems all of it. And one of the things across the board that they all said was meditation. Whatever your meditation styles are, but meditation, being able to calm your mind and push out complete, like, you know, like clearing everything so that whatever's supposed to come in has like a clean slate to come in. It's not so jumbled with everything else. Another thing it says is close your eyes and breathe deeply just by doing like breathing exercises. Also listening to, buzzing that you might hear. Listening to like your own heartbeat, the sound of the blood pumping in your body. Everything. I mean, get really detailed. Listen for the things that you don't normally listen for. You know, that we get too busy in our days and we just like tune it out more or less. Focus on the sounds in the room right now. What do you hear immediately around you? Extend your hearing. What do you hear beyond your immediate surroundings? How far can you stretch your ears? Stuff like that. See, like I just heard like somebody turned on water in the house or something, or the heater kicked in or something. Another exercise is listening to music. This exercise helps you to tune into specific frequency, which allows you to receive messages louder and more clearly. And I just got ringing in my ear. Choose a piece of music that you like. It says classical music works well, but any tune will do. Pick out one instrument in the song and follow it throughout the piece. Stay with it as it comes and goes, gets quieter and louder throughout the song. So that will help you like in tuning. No, what I did was I went to a bunch of different like sites, which I will be putting the links down below when this is over, and or putting a link to one particular lady who has a website and a podcast where she does like meditations for people for like clairaudience, clairvoyance, stuff like that. It's really cool. But so listen to one particular piece of music. You can do one that has words, but it might be easier if you're just doing something that's instrumental, and choose one thing like the piano that's playing, or, you know, a guitar in the background or whatever, and use your ability just to tune into that one thing, because this will help you with your ability to tune into whatever is, you know, trying to come through to you as well. It's just an exercise in order to strengthen that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it says that is a exercise that's also used for like developing clairvoyance. Imagine different sounds: a car, a piano, a baby laughing, a favorite song, or a loved one's voice. Let me ask you something, and this is like a form of clairaudience. When you think of something, let's say for instance your grandma, who's now passed or whatever, used to make the best fudge. My grandma didn't, but let's just say that she did. And so you had that recipe and you made it and you took a taste of it. And this is a couple of them actually. But when you tasted it, not only could you see a vision of your grandma, but maybe you could also hear her talking in your head about something, maybe a conversation that you had in the past, or something that you never had heard, but you heard it like in your grandma's voice. Can you remember like hearing it in your grandma's voice, or, you know, past loved ones, or even somebody that's still alive? How many times, I was just talking with a girlfriend, how many times about this particular subject, how many times have you actually like thought about like how you raise your kids, okay? And you are disciplining them with something, and all of a sudden you hear like your mother's voice or your father's voice when they were telling you the same thing back from, you know, 20 years ago. That is kind of like a form of clairaudience, because then it just shows you if it works going backwards, it can work going forward as well. So hi Julianne. So that's kind of neat. Let's see. So here is another clairaudience opening meditation. It says this meditation helps to open your inner intuitive ears. So it says go into your favorite kind of meditation, breathing slowly and deeply. This time it says visualize a ball of energy over each of your ears. You can make it any color that appeals to you. I like to call these balls of energy earmuffs. As this energy enters your ears, it's warm and softens your intuitive hearing, opening you to hearing information from spirit. And then it also, here's another one for throat chakra opening meditation. It says clairvoyance is connected to your throat chakra and your communication centers. This meditation, I think it was supposed to mean clairaudience. This meditation opens your fifth chakra, your throat chakra, helping you receive clairaudient information. This is similar to the sixth chakra, third eye opening meditation, and can also be done in 5 to 10 minutes. So it says sit quietly with both feet flat on the floor, your back straight but relaxed. Breathe slowly and fully. Visualize pure white light entering the crown of your head. Let it fill your entire head and throat with light. Now imagine a blue sapphire gem in the center of your throat. This is your throat chakra. Allow the blue gem to absorb the white light. Let the light fill it and energize it, and it is being lit up from within. As your throat chakra becomes more and more vibrant, let the brilliant blue light spill from the gem and expand to fill the entire room around you. So you are expanding it from your throat and out all the way around. I can see why this would work. With your mind's eye, see the entire room filled with beautiful blue light. Continue to visualize your fifth chakra energized and full of light for as long as it is comfortable. Then return your awareness to the room around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, see, I could see using that for any of your chakras and for anything, really. Let's see. So another one is, as your clairaudience ability unfolds and develops, you'll want to learn how to control it, how to receive messages more clearly and strongly, and how to connect with the information that you want. So think of your clairaudient ability as if it is a radio receiver, right? Able to pick up and tune into different frequencies. Imagine scanning up and down the band, seeing which frequencies pick up a signal. When you hear something, but it's not distinct or understandable, you can tune in more closely by fine-tuning. Turn the little dial on the side of the radio until the signal becomes clear. And I do know that in the psychic book or the psychic witch book, they also talk about different techniques for, like, if you're getting too much information, turning it down. And if you want more, then you can turn it up. But I can see where tuning in would be just as important, because I mean, if it's just white noise to you, obviously that's not going to work too well. You don't want like really loud white noise, right? I heard my grandma's voice for about 2 years after her death, commenting on my life all the time. See, wowza. I get it best with music, but I cannot hear my dad for some reason. Wow. I could hear my grandmother sing her hymns for a few years, and then they faded away. Yeah. I mean, I can still hear, and it's been quite a few years, I can still hear when they're talking to me. And do you guys dream? And that's probably a couple of different things. But if you're dreaming, I also heard that if you are dreaming and you get on the phone and you're talking to a past loved one and they talk to you, they answer from the other end of the phone, that you are actually having a communication with them. But I actually have them where they're in my dreams and they're communicating with me. But I've also had the phone bit. Man, somebody needs to make new material in case your chakras have been removed. Well, these days anyways. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have, really, guys. I mean, it's just simple techniques. We did do the in the group, where we would pick like 5 things and 5 different songs, and we had to guess what that person was listening to. You can do this with your friends. You can create a playlist, put it on shuffle, and then try to guess which one is going to come up next. Because how many times have you been, let's say, driving somewhere and you were listening back in the day before they had all the podcasts and all that, and you would just be tuning into the radio, right? And how many times would you like instinctively know what the next song was going to be? So maybe try that with a song list on, Apple or Spotify or whatever you use. If you set up an ancestral altar, it's simple stuff, but not always stuff that you think about always. I need lists for everything. Yeah, I just started making like a, in my junk journal, I started making like a habit tracker for certain things that I want to do, whether it's just remembering to read just a little bit for 15 minutes, whether it's to get on the treadmill, whether it's to listen to music, believe it or not, and dance around and have a good time. Sometimes we get so busy with everything else that we forget to do just the simple little things that can help raise your vibration and stuff like that. And, constantly, I think lists are good. Not everybody's good with lists, and I have not always been good with lists, but I need to do the list in order to keep myself on track. I do already work with ancestors quite a bit and communicate with them. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I pretty much figured you did. Yeah. So does anyone have anything that they would like to add? Any ways? What kind of contacts have you guys gotten? And is there exercises that you do that help strengthen, that particular thing? Yes, life always gets in the way. We forget, I think it's a constant thing that we have to remind ourselves. If it's something that is a priority, we need to make it a priority. So for me, and meditating is a hard one for me, but I have to do it. I need to do it. I need to calm this chaos. So is there anything that anyone would like to add? And I know you guys are like a little bit behind me as far as like laggy or a delay. So it's a little bit of awkward silence. It's hard when you only have one person on here live. I did just get a new deck. It came like 5 minutes before I started this live, and I've been waiting for this. This one is so cool. I can't wait to dig in. I've been waiting for a few weeks for it. It was a Christmas present. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys, work on these. If this is something that you're looking at developing, continue to work on it. Whether it's music. Does anybody have any other ideas of how you can strengthen it? And next week, we are going to be doing Clair empathy. Yes. It is really cool. Let me show you. And you know what? This is much smaller than like the archetypes. So they're a little bit easier. It's hard to see. There we go. But these get really, really, they go back really far, like into like the Ice Age and all that. Yes, I do have the Art History Tarot for Past Lives. That's what I'm working with right now. But I had seen this and I was like, man, I really want that too. I love that this goes back like really far. I mean, I believe there's like Atlantean stuff in here, and even look at the backs of these. So it's like different areas. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what that one is. I don't know what those are. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so there's different ones here. I literally just went and got this like 5 minutes before we started this stream. So I've got to look at all of it, but there's the other side. So I'm going to enjoy learning about these, and look at how they are. They're like in the purple. Isn't that so pretty? But they're not that big at all. I mean, that's like the whole thing, and I can put my hands around the whole thing. So that's really cool. Empathy, yes, that's mine. Yeah. Well, I definitely want to do empathy next, Clair empathy, and after that, I want to do Clair sentience, which is actually taking Clair empathy, to the next level, where not only are you like feeling it, like you're feeling emotions, but where it's actually like affecting your body. And I have somebody, a special guest that's going to be joining me, who is in here, who just recently did a video on when she's doing her readings, which is B. So that's why I wanted to move into, the Clair sentience, because she feels it. She's very Clair sentient. When she does her reading, she can feel it in different parts of her body. So that's really cool, and something that I want to start paying attention to much better. But let's see. I am working on this with my ancestral work. I sing songs they like and tell stories about them and try to remember things that they would always say. That is excellent. I've never felt like I received much through hearing, so that's harder for me, but something that I'd like to work on. Well, and here's the thing. I never did either, other than hearing like noises like footsteps, maybe knocking on the wall. I have heard, you know, where it sounds like somebody's calling me, like they'll say my name, and then I'm like, what did you want? And my family's like, no, that wasn't me. Other than in dreams, having communications like that. But it's always been like an internal voice in my head. And I'm learning that that is actually can be also the way that they communicate through you, whether your higher self, your guides or whatever, you can hear it as your own voice. Do you talk to yourself a lot? Because I definitely do. Another thing they say to practice on your animals, getting really, really close with your animals and talking with them as well. And I do that with Sully all the time. So for Clairaudience, which was interesting. Let's see. My voice, I should be doing this. Have been coming up so much lately. Yes. Yes, they are purple edges. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. Oh, what's that? I also deeply connect with music and always have a playlist I am working with. Yes. Clairaudience can also come through seeing words in the mind. I didn't. I mentioned it the last week, but yes, that's important, especially for people that are really wordy writers like yourself. They might see it more as a word. And I know Summer's the same way. What's that? I have to be careful because I don't want to start hearing whispers and other things that creep me out again. I have to have strong boundaries as I am sensitive to sound. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say I understand that. I don't remember a lot of that stuff when it happened when I was a kid. So I don't know, but I want to hear it. I don't know if it would freak me out. I want to move beyond fear. I definitely want to move beyond fear. But I want to trust in myself that the messages that I'm receiving, even if they're in my voice, my own voice. I'm not sure what my clairs are, though. Yeah, we'll have to find out. And, you know what? I think we have all the clairs. It's just a matter of us, you know, starting to work with it and starting to become aware and doing techniques in order to open ourselves up to those. But I think we might be predominantly stronger in certain areas. That is a wonderful idea, a playlist. Yes. Yes, me too. See words more than images. Yes. Yes, I was caring for a beau a couple of weeks before he died, and I looked into his eyes, and I heard in my head, I'm so tired. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah, I think she does, too. I think she has several of them, actually. I don't know if I'm brave or not. We'll see. Talk to me, you know, after I've had someone say, hey, Rachele, in a different voice, and I freak out. We'll see. I don't know. I want it, though. I just want it when I'm awake, not when I'm asleep, you know. Yes. My strongest, I think, honestly, is clear cognizance, because I think clear cognizance is so closely tied to like dreams and stuff like that, and just like getting downloads and just knowing stuff, not necessarily always hearing a voice other than my own voice or seeing things. I have had experiences where I have seen things outside, like orbs and beings and stuff like that. But that was, I mean, orbs, yes, but beings more like actual corporeal being or spirits or whatever. That was when I was younger. As far as since I've been older, no, but I can see them in my mind's eye. So yeah. A super peaceful death at home, and we were happy to help him. Yeah. I think you definitely talk through pictures as your deck really speaks through the images. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you guys. This is going to be a little bit shorter because I don't, other than you guys, I don't have anybody to talk to. It's a little bit weird. I feel a little uneasy being in a live by myself. I know I got to get over it, but it is what it is. I like doing things with other people, and it keeps the conversation flowing a little bit better. Other than waiting for you guys to catch up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope if you have any experiences, please share those in the group. Let other people see it. Or if you're doing any kind of videos on this, please share it in the Amethyst Ascension group. And B just did one, and I hope other people jump on that hashtag as well. So please go to Kelly Sunflower's channel and check out her latest. What was the name of the hashtag, honey? What was it? I can't remember offhand what the name of the hashtag was. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Maria. Well, thank you. I would love that, Julianne. I always want to have somebody else up here with me. And, it's just difficult. I love having a conversation with people. Then it can flow back and forth. So, yeah. Not that I'm not having a conversation with you guys. I am, but it's a little bit different when it's chat versus actually seeing your beautiful faces and it's real time talking back and forth, So anytime. It doesn't have to be just, one or two people, or we can have many of you guys up here. I love having the many voices of experience where we're all talking and chatting about these things. So, all right. Intuitive hits. There you go. Intuitive hits, hashtag intuitive hits. So please go and check that out. It's very interesting. Answer the questions if you want to join. Yes, please remember to answer the questions. It's just because that is a private group. I want people to feel like they can speak about these kind of spiritual things and be among, fellow people that appreciate them and respect them, and people are not going to ridicule them and all that. And that's in the rules. Okay. So thank you for joining me, guys. You guys are all excellent. I love you very much. And I will talk to you soon.